thank you, Kelly. As we were in terms of personnel at the start of this second 45. The task certainly a good deal greater now for Leicester City. Team selection, given what a route to potential success this is tonight, may have raised a few eyebrows. I don't know if the dual for 8th place in the Premier League has taken on a hitherto unknown significance, but they clearly have other things to think about, including Manchester United here at the weekend.
Well, surely Claude Puel, with the attacking power that he's got on his bench with Gray, Mahrez, Vardy, Ulloa, give it 15-20 minutes. If they haven't got an equaliser, he has to make changes. He has to send on his big guns.
That will be picked off by Zinchenko. There's Ibarra. Mate feeling the squeeze there from Brahim Diaz. Here's Fuchs. Now here's Danilo. Ibarra. Oh, and Dragovic in big trouble, and then out of it. Oh, puffing out his cheeks in relief, no doubt. Only his third start in Leicester colours.
There was a slip there from Dragovic. Again, you see how City press the ball. There's a great recovery challenge. Looked like Foden was going to nip in, pinch the ball off him, and be clean through.
Most a major moment to forget, but salvaged his dignity. Fuchs. Toure there with Iheanacho. Up against Iheanacho.
There's two young defenders in that City back four, but they've held a very disciplined line throughout the course of the game.
Urabayo didn't have the most gentle introduction in the FA Cup, squaring up to Diego Costa at Stamford Bridge. His full debut for Manchester City. So he's already faced some tough tasks. 7 changes for Leicester from the weekend. Still very full of recognisable faces. A few less familiar in the Manchester City ranks this evening. There's Yaya Toure. I'll give it. Word or two for Vicente Ibarra from Bobby Madley. Here's Gundogan. Just dropping off again.
It's very rare Jesus has stood still. Such a young player, but plays the game with such maturity.
Maguire. It was like a good charge forward with the ball. Got a throw in for his pains. Just holding it up because he wants a word or two with Gabriel Jesus.
Jesus was actually chasing down Maguire, clearly unhappy. He feels the throw-in should have gone City's way. Seems to get a touch on the ball here, he certainly does, and that, to me, comes off Maguire. Maguire's complaining that he's been fouled, and Jesus disagrees.
Seemed to be a great cause for debate there. Clearly should have gone Manchester City's way, but Fuchs will hope to take advantage. And so does Maguire. It's Zinchenko with a crucial header.
Brilliant defensive positioning from Zinchenko, anticipated the flick on, was there to clear it.
Familiar position that he's certainly getting to grips with. Plenty to get to grips with in there from a Manchester City point of view here. Towards Iborra and Maguire again. Chilwell.
Well, these problems all come from the way that Christian Fuchs actually flings these throw-ins into the box. They're pacey, they're flat. Bravo can't come and deal with them. Just looking to keep the pressure on, keep the ball alive. It's brave from Chilwell. Just can't keep it down. And this is Zinchenko. Great defensive positioning. You see how he just drops back as that ball is coming towards his teammates. You see he's always moving back towards his own goal. He's in a great position ahead of Iheanacho.
He's got a few headers in his short career. Ben Chilwell feeling the risks certainly worth the potential rewards, but the only reward was pain. Riyad Mahrez going through his paces. The speculation will build apace in the coming weeks about where his future will lie. He, Vardy and Amare Gray, options for Leicester.
Oh, he's really brave. And Chilwell, ball is cleared by Mangala. Jesus is trying to get to the ball. There's no foul in there. So the fact that Chilwell flings himself at the ball and gets a whack in the face.
Certainly they are the situations in which they can cause Manchester City at the very least some discomfort. It's not this year's must-have fashion item, the bung up the nose, but made great strides, hasn't he, Ben Chilwell, in a Leicester City shirt? Cause of some momentary worry for Pep Guardiola there. Phone. Toure. Foul by Okazaki, and really has some strong feelings on the matter.
Well, this is what Leicester have to do. They have to try and step onto Toure to stop his influence on the game. And on the last three occasions, Toure's actually got the better of those midfielders, but it's going to keep happening because Leicester have got to chase the game, try and disrupt that City rhythm in midfield.
Off goes Maguire again. Certainly anticipated that somebody would be making tracks in that direction. Here's Iborra. Switches on, but would have been an absolute worldie to find Albrighton, who was calling for it. Foden. Gabriel Jesus now for Gundogan. Oh, can he get there? The game has stayed within bounds. Dragovic ensured there was little room for manoeuvre for Gabriel Jesus. And the goalkeeper left in pain at the end of it all.
Well, Dragovic just about does enough here, but again the layoff, the movement from Jesus is absolutely outstanding, but Dragovic just looks to run across Jesus. Is there a possible foul in there on the striker before the keeper gets clattered? Jesus there is actually pulled down by Dragovic. It's just that because he's off balance, can't control or get out of the way, he's always going to collide with Hamer.
So inadvertently some damage done by the studs. Eldin Jakupovic is the goalkeeping cover tonight for Leicester. A few words for the quite young talent. Someone has dubbed him the Stockport Iniesta. hurts a bit. The wait for Leicester changes will not be a long one. Apresentando. Okazaki. Fuchs. Well, here they come. The rescue party. Kelechi Iheanacho's night is over. Not a night when he has succeeded in effectively making his point against his former club. Jamie Vardy, hat-trick scorer, we shouldn't forget, against Manchester City here last season. Michael Brighton replaced by Riyad Mahrez, who did get on the score sheet in the last round against Leeds, and they're getting a tune out of him again.
I can tell from the reaction of the Leicester fans, these are the changes they wanted to see.
Ibora. Danilo picks it up. Gabriel Jesus. Bernardo Silva, the Manchester City goal scorer. Buzzing around and has brought a buzz to the King Power Stadium by his very presence. Foden. There's Dragovic. Foul by Brahim Diaz.
You can see already with Jamie Vardy buzzing around, chasing down centre-halves, chasing down goalkeepers. It's infectious. The team then sweeping behind him. City are under pressure.
In quick succession by Brahim Diaz, this time on Daniel Amate. Well, you'll certainly be hoping it's a different kind of cup tie now. Already has the feel of one.
Yeah, City's two centre-halves really do have to switch on, work as a pair now, a totally different challenge. With Vardy on the field, he'll look to play on the shoulder, use his pace to run in behind. They didn't have that with Iheanacho.
Different questions that Manchester City may have to answer in just over the half hour that remains. Maybe Mahrez hoping to get there first, but Claudio Bravo does. Time it's Amate to deliver the long one. King back in there. Danilo. Will it come Mahrez's way? Amate finds King. King losing out there in the duel by Brahim Diaz, and another City counter brewing. Foden. Advantage played. Bobby Madley was weighing up whether to give a free kick for the tug on Foden. Brahim Diaz. Dragovic. Maguire. Bernardo Silva to chase, and Fuchs in trouble. And so Leicester potentially behind Gabriel Jesus, and an opportunity spurned, with the game moving at a pretty searing pace now.
We've got a proper cup tie on our hands now, but Christian Fuchs' defensive positioning there against Silva was dreadful.
Gundogan, breezing through again, and he's going to be penalised for simulation.
Well, on first viewing it looks like Bobby Madley has got this absolutely right. There didn't seem to be any contact from Dragovic. Well, Harry Maguire actually is. He goes past first. Is there any contact? Well, it's a mere brush, but he's thrown himself, he's dived. The referee absolutely right with that decision. And again, Christian Fuchs, the ball is only going to be played over his head here from Danilo. You've got to drop. You can't expect to take that ball down, it drops over your head, and I think Silva actually closes off the angle completely. This was a bit earlier on. Marty on Foden, a little kick out. It's quite late on behalf of the referee to see that. It's naughty.
The referee is in a very good position to see that. And that incident occurred. Vardy looking to make something from the scraps. Okazaki floored. Who wouldn't believe those protestations of innocence?
Well, it's definitely Mangala who steps in to make the challenge, and clearly the referee feels it's a free kick. Mangala's actually pleading his innocence, saying he played the ball and it was accidental. They're coming together with Okazaki.
Well, the butter wouldn't melt face certainly didn't work. Yes, you fouled it. Says the referee.
The ball spins up in the air. Mangala, does he foul him? Well, there's a collision, but actually Mangala is playing the ball. It's a nasty collision, of course, but I'm not sure that's a foul.
Certainly didn't come off well, Okazaki, but the merit of the free kick award, certainly one you can question. A healthy discussion. Mahrez at the centre of things, although Fuchs his left foot, and Maguire also taking an interest. Teed up for Maguire, and it was Mangala who broke from the wall to block it. Chilwell, good steal by Bernardo Silva. Maybe Leicester a little grateful that Gabriel Jesus didn't get it under his spell. Chilwell able to win it back. Now Mahrez, Chilwell, Gundogan. Maguire. Confirmation of Ilkay Gundogan's yellow card. Simulation. Last few minutes. Both been as difficult a spell as Manchester City have had. No surprise with the extra added quality and threat which Leicester have put out there under the point. Fuchs in a mood to get on with it quickly. Chilwell. Now here's Iborra. Amate. Mahrez. Carried there by Zinchenko. Oh, found a way out, King. It's Mangala. Oh, by
the ball just seems to get away from Gundogan here. It's Andy King who steps across his path, and that's why the free kick has been given. Not sure Gundogan's going to get that ball back for City, but he'll go to ground, and again just breaks up the rhythm and builds up a head of steam. Leicester, I think City will take this free kick just to slow the game down.
Looking to get Bernardo Silva in behind Christian Fuchs again. Harry Maguire alive to the situation this time. Leicester City centre-back found a tough spot into a useful situation. It's Chilwell. One for Vardy to chase. That asks even too much of him.
And I think if this ball is on Chilwell's left foot, the weight of the pass would be absolutely right. He seemed to play it with his weaker right foot and couldn't control the weight of the pass.
Well, seemed to be in a bit of a tough situation, but got out of it quite beautifully.
His footwork was good. Pass down the line was excellent, but his reading of the game in behind Christian Fuchs, who once again was caught on his heels against Bernardo Silva.
Grateful it hasn't been exposed. That exposure hasn't resulted in greater damage, perhaps. Here's Phil Foden. Zinchenko. And again. Foden. Zinchenko moving for a return. Diaz have come into a central position. He and Foden really, I suppose, duelling eventually to convince him that they're worthy of the same role, I suppose, but the only contest between them that generate much heat at the moment when they play FIFA together. They're very good friends.
You see those City defenders having plenty of touches and passes during the course of the game. I think most of that was probably in the first 10-15 minutes when Leicester were sitting off Man City and allowing them to play out from the back fairly comfortably. Things have changed since then.
So certainly not as at ease in possession now. Here comes Chilwell again to add to the pressure. But City, of the Manchester variety, able to find a way out. Bernardo Silva. Oops. Gabriel Jesus. Danilo. Fernandinho and Aguero stayed at home. Hardy almost getting some joy there. Has crept out of play. Adamari Gray, a man who has always possessed considerable talent. He's now finding a bit more consistency in his game. And can certainly pose some searching questions to Manchester City.
Yeah, he would be the third natural substitution with Leicester chasing the game.
Well, they've lost the ball. You know how quickly you can pay for that against this team, whatever its composition. Again out of play before Brahim Diaz could make a great deal of it. Well, Pep Guardiola knew about him for a long, long time because Barcelona, for quite a while, tried to prize him away from Malaga. Real Madrid certainly showed an interest as well, but it was not to be. Here's Mahrez. Fuchs arriving. It was Mangala who made contact.
Oh, it's a decent ball in from Fuchs. It looked like Chilwell was going to get to this ball first. He's moved onto the edge of the 6-yard box, but Mangala's movement right at the last there, just to step in, make sure that Chilwell doesn't get a clear header in.
Maguire at the very back. He gets something on it, but not that he would have wished to get on it.
That's clever defending from Toure. He knew he didn't have to head the ball, just leaned into Maguire and made sure that the centre-half was off balance.
So Demarai Gray will replace Ben Chilwell. Come into his own of late. Couple of goals already in the month of December. Sniffing around here, but Yaya Toure very much on his manner. Danilo. Bernardo Silva. Well, Trussell that hasn't really gone Fuchs' way much this evening.
That's a naive challenge again. You're not going to get to the ball without going through Bernardo Silva, so okay, you want to get to the ball, show your fans you're desperate to win the ball back, get back up the field, but Bernardo Silva's waiting for that. He's wanting to tempt you in. Just pinch the ball away and pick up a free kick in a dangerous area.
Adebayo making the trip along with Mangala. Gabriel Jesus' header is just begging for a colleague to get on the end of it.
Well, it looked like a planned move here. See Jesus moving across defenders at the near post. Is he trying to score? He's trying to help it on for a teammate. Hard to tell, but when there's so much pace on the ball, if he hit the target from there, Hamer could have a problem.
The odds were against that scenario unfolded, but Leicester still very much in this cup tie. Eliminated Liverpool, we shouldn't forget, earlier in the competition. Eliminated two Premier League sides in the same League Cup season since they won the competition back in 2000. Beat Leeds and Villa on the way to beating John Aldridge's Tranmere Rovers at the old Wembley. Terrific period in this competition for Leicester. They reached the final 3 times in 4 seasons. And Diaz again with another one that goes against him. Fuchs. For Fuchs, he was able to grow enough to keep it in play. Vardy, Okazaki. They give Mangala a problem there. Adebayo's header, that's King. Okazaki spinning and trying to turn it forward. Jesus looking to make Harry Maguire's life difficult, and he's made Ben Hamer's life a little more difficult than would be ideal there. Keeping it lively.
That's what you call a firm back pass. I don't think it's what Ben Hamer would have called it, though.
No, I can imagine his thoughts on the matter. Manchester City's More illustrious names on the bench out there for a trot. He's included 3 teenagers amongst the substitutes tonight. Lucas Nemecha, Domenico Duhaney and Tom Delibashiru. Confirming once again that the door is very much open if you're good enough. Mahrez. Can't get the better of Zinchenko. Wins a good share of his one-on-ones when he has played in a more defensive role.
I did worry about Zinchenko when Mahrez came on because he had a few problems with Albrighton in that first half, and I'm sure Claude Puel was looking to maybe get Mahrez isolated against not a natural left back, but as yet hasn't really materialised.
Good start there against Wolves, just to remind you. Foden. There's Zinchenko again. And Bernardo Silva. Brahim Diaz, neatly done, Bernardo Silva. And Maguire's there, Bernardo Silva once more. Flag up. And it all in the end comes to nothing for Manchester City.
Bernardo Silva right across the pitch here. Amari Gray is tracking him. It's that little give and go. Gray doesn't stay with him, so Bernardo Silva keeps going, ends up with the ball, but Harry Maguire does really well against Jesus here. Just in terms of his strength, but his positioning as well.
He's going from strength to strength. He's certainly achieving everything they believed was possible when he started out on the journey at Sheffield United. Concern for Mangala. A different sort of concern because he's had quite a few this evening, but that it's pretty painful for him.
That's really nasty. He's one of those players, Mangala, who just sees the ball, only has eyes for the ball, wins it, but that's a nasty knock to the face.
Well, it's all about Manchester opposition for Leicester at the moment. Saturday night, live action from the Premier League as they face Manchester United. The programme starts at 7 o'clock on the Sky Sports Premier League channel. A former Manchester United man on the dugout these days, and Michael Appleton, who's stayed on amid the transition. This is the moment that has made the difference so far.
It has been a tight game. Ilkay Gundogan bursting forward on the counter-attack. Jesus just drags defenders' attention away. It's a really clever finish from Bernardo Silva. The ball is slightly under his feet, so he can't get the side of his foot on it. So he just pokes that ball through the keeper's legs, and there's real class, Bernardo Silva. It's been superb tonight.
Making sure all is right. It's been a more difficult second 45 to negotiate. Rules dictate that Mangala will need a new shirt. So Kyle Walker's arrival is imminent. Yaya Toure filling in back there, and losing out back there. Mahrez. Ibora, Manchester City down to 10 still at the moment. Gray. Fuchs. Gray. King. Here's Ibora. Amate. Mahrez. Whips it. Vardy!
Oh, it's not an easy opportunity, but as play was building there, Jamie Vardy screaming at his teammates to get it out to Mahrez because he's one-on-one against Zinchenko. It's very difficult. The ball has plenty of pace on it, but he's got to get past the defender as well and try and keep it on target. That's tough.
So a bit of reorganisation. Walker taking the right-back position. Danilo joining Adarabioyo at the back in the centre. Here's Okazaki, now King. Mahrez. Oh, brilliant play! And Bravo hangs on.
Well, if Leicester keep getting Riyad Mahrez involved in the game, things are going to happen. Goes past Zinchenko as if he's not even there. And Claudio Bravo, maybe slightly fortunate, this ball comes back off him. It's a horrible position for a goalkeeper to be in. And gets a bit of good fortune as the ball just spins back into his hands.
Well, the ball didn't bounce Claude Puel's way at the last there. He was the hero in the last round. Claudio Bravo saving a couple of penalties in the shootout against Wolves. Mahrez, one of the Leicester heroes, with a terrific individual goal which booked their place here. Another flash of inspiration would be very welcome from a Leicester point of view now. Yaya Toure. Foden. Oh, Brahim Diaz, it's on here. Gabriel Jesus has just, and I mean just, straight offside.
It's unusual for Jesus to actually be caught offside. He's normally so adept at making sure he is on. Just goes slightly too early. It's a good decision.
An excellent performance tonight without being at the thick of the chances, if you like. Mahrez. Now here's Fuchs. King. Gray. Fuchs delivers. Toure. A spot of help from Kyle Walker. Wasn't likely to get away with that on Gabriel Jesus.
He's not standing for any nonsense tonight, Bobby Madley. A foul is a foul. This will suit City. It'll just slow the game down. Just don't want to force the issue here in the final 10 minutes or so.
It's, no nonsense. And the Yorkshireman officiating family, of course. Andy Madley, the official in the heat of the championship battles. Expecting a line out the way Christian Fuchs caught that. King. Vardy. Called by Toure, but maybe slightly troublesome for Zinchenko. He dealt with it coolly enough, as did Bravo. With Vardy in hot pursuit. Mate has work to do here, but concedes a corner.
Once again, look at the pressure, look at the work rate from Gabriel Jesus. Chasing a lost cause, putting a defender under pressure. Defenders and midfielders in a team with Jesus in it. It's just a godsend, really. Someone who works so hard for the team.
Yeah, without doing necessarily the showy stuff, he's been one of the outstanding performers tonight.
So of course, strikers, centre forwards, you're looking at the amount of goals that they score, but coaches, you know, the analysis, they see how much ground Someone will cover defensively as well, and Jesus is superb.
Iborra to sweep it away. Gundogan. Iborra there again. Zinchenko for Walker. Toure, Zinchenko. All promise here, and Foden denied by Maguire. We can't believe that a corner has been given.
Well, just watch Gundogan here, how he waits and waits to deliver the pass at just the right time. But again, Harry Maguire, he's got so much to deal with. There's at least two City players there for him to think about, but he deals with the immediate danger, which is Phil Foden. That's brilliant for Maguire.
Who knows, maybe he did have a case. A rare down moment for Phil Foden at the moment. The first strides in the big wide world of football have been very impressive ones. He knew about him long before he arrived at Manchester City, but a word or two from cheeky Begiristain made absolutely sure that his potential would not pass unnoticed. I wonder what tales and stories he will go on to write. And Foden keen to get back out there and into the battle. And that's Lucas Nemecha. He's going to replace Brahim Diaz. So Manchester City debut. "19 years of age, he was born in Hamburg, but moved to England and spent his formative years in Wythenshawe, Manchester area. Began life as a winger. These days he's more of a central striker, but I doubt that's the role he will get to enjoy here for now at least. Bernardo Silva's gone in there for the moment.
Nemecha on the right-hand side, Bernardo Silva through the middle, and Gabriel Jesus has just drifted out to that left-hand side. I just wonder whether that's to help maybe Zinchenko out with Mahrez. Got long left to play, but maybe Jesus with his work rate can get back and help out the left-back if need be.
It's probably the biggest area of concern for Manchester City in these final few minutes, whether the Leicester's magic man will be able to make an impact. But, the belief that there is something here for Leicester is seeping away a little in the stands. Here's Amate, and now Iborra. Pressure from Nemecha. Okazaki. Danilo and Walker between them dealing with it, but darker blue shirts converging. Yaya Toure found a way out. Here's Foden. That's Ben Hamers. Well, there won't be many more chances for Leicester if they are to keep their Carabao Cup hopes alive. Oh, and Gray after it. Vardy waits! I think it was too much of a stretch. And it's just that kind of incision that could still bring Leicester rewards in what remains here.
Oh, it's great movement off the ball from Demarai Gray. It's just the weight of the pass across the face of that City defence. There's no way that Vardy, as quick as he is, can reach it. There's just too much on that. He's ahead of Danilo. There's just so much pace on the ball. Even on the stretch, you can't get any kind of touch on it.
Just asked too much of Jamie Vardy. Phil Foden, with his first domestic start, does reach the 90-minute mark, but will not complete the game. 18-year-old Tom Delibashiru is his replacement. 8 minutes of added time. We've had enough stoppages in this second period, but even still, it will feel like a long, long time potentially.
I think Pep just said, can we have a bit more than that?
Here's Fuchs. It's certainly given the supporters plenty of encouragement, to say the least. The play off Zinchenko. Harry Maguire just urging them to hang fire so he can get in there, and Fuchs can hurl it in there. And Maguire beaten through it. Gabriel Jesus with some really cool play there, finding Bernardo Silva. Oh, hang about. But Dragovic is in charge. Maguire staying forward in that instance and winning a free kick against Adebayo. Just one sweep of the Riyad Mahrez boot could spell trouble here. Maguire.
All Maguire's looking to do here is not necessarily score, but just keep this alive, because it's played well wide of the post. It's not close enough to the goal for Maguire to really head this on and try and score. With a bit of pressure as well. He's off balance, it's a difficult header to make. In that position, Riyad Mahrez has got to put that ball, keep it on target, put a bit of pace on it, keep it flat, give your teammates something to attack. Too much flight on it.
Oh, Maguire beaten to it by Mecha. Bernardo Silva. Beaten Fuchs. He can't beat Maguire. Into Mahrez. Adebayo. That was Amate. Delibashiru. Toure. Must be a thrill for Delibashiru, who has been tagged the new Toure to play alongside the real thing here. Danilo to spread it. And Amate having to be aware that Gabriel Jesus tonight is not in the mood for giving up on anything. Zinchenko. Walker. Zinchenko's decent in the air. I saw an intriguing goal he scored for his Russian club Ufa, where he flung himself for a diving header wearing earmuffs, which was an interesting sight. It's cold over there. Mahrez, Gundogan loses out. Okazaki, Zinchenko in the thick of it again. Delibashiru. Zinchenko's on hand. Stolen back by Okazaki with that effervescent energy as always. Now here's Gray. Oh, decision to make. The decision is penalty. in stoppage time.
Well, Danilo clearly not happy, but not an awful lot of reaction from Kyle Walker. Well, it looks incredibly soft, it really does. Is there any major contact on Demarai Gray? I don't see any. Well, the referee's in a decent position to see this. Well, there's no one in his eye line here. Well, Kyle Walker doesn't steam over to the referee, but to me that is a soft penalty award.
Yellow card for Danilo for what he said in the wake of it. You can understand his frustration, but Jamie Vardy has a chance to surely send this tie to extra time. The expected result! In added time, Jamie Vardy stays cool when it matters. And the Carabao Cup dream is still alive for Leicester.
Well, there's huge debate about whether it was a penalty. In my opinion, it looks soft. I'm sure that's what Kyle Walker is saying. All Jamie Vardy can do is bury it. You've got Bravo dancing along his line here, but this, I think it's the side netting. Is that good a penalty? Under extreme pressure, Vardy has come up with an absolute beauty. And once again, is there any real contact here at the back of Demarai Gray? Well, there isn't. There simply isn't. To me, Gray has thrown himself, and well, he's got a penalty. He's got Leicester back in the game.
Well, Yaya Touré's still complaining, but it will not change the fact. Well, Kyle Walker with reason to feel aggrieved. Danilo was aggrieved, and he received the yellow card for his protests. On the ball. Here is Walker, renewing acquaintances with Gray. Maybe there is still time for a late twist in the tail here. It's Bernardo Silva. Dragovic committed himself. Nemecha. Hassled and harried by a combination of Fuchs and Iborra. Vardy's on the way, but Claudio Bravo's in charge. Offside flag was up anyway. Just to confirm, yellow card for Danilo. Right at the very last, an equaliser came. Jamie Vardy staying cool from the penalty spot, but Manchester City heads were not cool because they felt, perhaps rightly aggrieved, that the penalty was awarded in the first place. Seemed to be so little contact between Kyle Walker and Demarai Gray, but after 90 minutes, it does finish 1-1.